All right. Welcome back to another episode of On the Rocks, episode 2. Uh, we appreciate the feedback we got from the first episode. We had a lot of support, which is awesome.
Thank you.
A lot of good feedback. Pretty much the biggest thing was the audio. We're still working on that. Hopefully, we can fix that either this episode or going forward. We are looking into that. So we appreciate everybody that watched, and supported us, and gave us that feedback.
Can I ask you a question about episode 1?
Absolutely not.
Did you get anybody with a weird suggestion for their rock top 5? I got somebody that texted me and said, "Can't believe none of you guys said John Bon Jovi."
No way.
That is a girl rock band.
Don't call them out.
That's a good. I will not.
Respect. After the episode, please tell me.
Rock band. That is a girl rock band.
Oh my! I mean, I like Bon Jovi.
They got hits,
but that's not even close to a top 10.
The end of every Bon Jovi rock song, the last 2 minutes is just the chorus on repeat. Living on a Prayer. He says, "Living on a Prayer."
Great song. That's a classic.
Classic song.
Perfect.
Not hating Bon Jovi.
We played in PE class.
You play everything in PE class.
Pretty much. Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't got a phone call yet.
I wanted to let you know that.
Yeah. But I would say no. But we got a lot of texts, but like I said, from friends and stuff, and they liked.
I feel like you should let the people know your opinion on this, because this got brought up. This got brought up today in prep for this episode. Tony has a difference between rock bands and rock and roll bands. They're different music. Can you explain that?
I can try. I mean, I think a rock band could be like the 2000s, which we didn't bring up, but I think that early 2000s rock, late 90s rock was unbelievable.
90s rock is one of the best eras for rock.
I mean, when you talk about like Stained, Three Doors Down,
you got Chili Peppers,
Breaking Benjamin.
I love Breaking Benjamin.
Oh, they're unreal. 12 Stones, Limp Bizkit.
Greta's new.
Yeah, they're more new.
But they're going to be, with 10 years, we talk about this, Greta will be
Three Doors Down. We're missing 1,000 bands, by the way. Stained, did I say Stained?
Green Day.
That to me is alternative rock. I'm just talking about rock. I wouldn't call that rock and roll. Rock and roll to me is
rock and roll, though.
Rock and roll for me is the AC/DC, the Def Leppard, the old 70s, yeah, the old school.
Okay, so anything from 95 on is not rock and roll, it's rock.
Correct. For me.
All right, hey, that's fine.
For me.
That's fine.
But that was a great era of music, though.
90s?
The late 90s, early 2000s.
95 to 2008.
Breaking up. Well, I already said that. 3 Days Grace.
I love 3 Days Grace. Papa Roach.
Disturbed. Papa Roach. Limp Bizkit.
But a lot of that is like
Shine Down.
Yeah.
That's its own. That was a great.
That's its own episode. We'll get into that.
Yeah. Sorry. But I agree with that.
So what are we getting into today? You want to tell the people?
Why not? We're going to get into comedy movies today. Big movie guys. We're constantly talking about movies,
quoting movies.
Quoting. My favorite thing about when the guys hang out, whether the girls are there or the wives or girlfriends are there or they're not there, about, what would you say, 40% of the dialogue?
I would say I might go higher.
Would you go higher? About 50, whatever, is just movie quotes.
You would the girls need an actual translator.
They do.
To understand what we're saying.
They do. They get so mad too because we just started rambling off. And they're like, what are they talking about? Oh, it must be a movie quote.
They're quoting that movie again.
Yeah.
Also,
that we haven't seen and don't understand.
My mom used to get so mad at my dad for watching Talladega Nights because we had seen it 27 times.
Okay.
Every time it's on TV, my dad puts it on because he raised me right.
Correct.
My mom goes, "You've seen this 30 times. How are you
Oh
still
my
watching
God. It must be
it? Because it's still funny.
yeah. Oh, I'll put on the same movie 1,000 times.
It's good every
It doesn't
time.
matter.
It's good every time."
Correct.
And last time, I feel like with rock, there was a lot that went into it. I feel like we had a couple different things that go into a great rock band, but this top five comedy movies, I mean, I feel like it's pretty easy, pretty
It is,
straightforward.
and I've said this before, but like the golden era for comedy movies is like between 98 and there was a 10-year span where it was amazing. 98 to like 2008 is the best comedy movie era of all time. Like I've said this before, and you always bitch at me for it. I always say there hasn't been a great classic comedy movie in the past, 10 years or
You say
whatever.
this all the time.
I'll say it every
I
time we
disagree.
hang out,
I disagree with
and
you.
you disagree with
This
me.
is like when people are like, "Yeah, no good music is made anymore. Like all the good music was in the '80s and '90s." That's like the songs that survive those eras are the classics. So when you think about those eras, all you think about are the classic songs.
Okay. So
That's how I feel right now.
name me in the past probably 10 years a comedy that is going to be considered a classic comedy movie.
I'm gonna say in the last 10 years,
Last 10 or so, maybe 10 or 12.
Ted,
Ted was right around 2012, I think, right after we got out of high school.
probably around then. Neighbors,
Okay.
This Is the End.
Okay.
Do I count Deadpool?
I would say no.
Deadpool doesn't count as comedy?
I would say no.
All right. What about the Lego movie?
Okay.
If you don't like the Lego movie,
Anyways.
if you don't like the Lego movie, you're crazy.
I never saw it. I wouldn't put it in a comedy. Is it a comedy? I don't
It's
know.
hilarious.
Well,
We're the Millers.
We're the Millers. Okay, so
Incredible.
4.
The Interview.
That one makes me think too much.
The Interview makes you think. What about
Yes.
21, 22 Jump Street?
Yes.
You're
Okay, so in the past, well, that's probably 12 years. There's 5 comedy movies.
I think we'll look back on this, and how do you know? When you leave the movie theaters, you don't say, "Man, that's a classic movie." It's how many times you repetitiously watch it.
That is not a word maybe. There's no way that's a word. I'm a teacher.
If we should limit the podcast to 4 syllables and under.
I agree with that.
You don't leave the theater and say, "Oh my God, we're gonna be quoting that forever." I think it's how long the movies last. I think you got to give them time to become classics.
I don't know.
I guess we'll find out.
And there's also, did we talk about underrated? No, we'll get to that.
Well, we'll revisit this in like 10 years.
I don't know. All I'm saying is from 90, probably 8.
I agree with you that was the goal there. I agree with
okay.
I agree with
That's
that.
fine. 98, 2008, you could probably name 50 unbelievable comedy movies.
When did Adam Sandler start going on his run? Because I think that was like mid 90s.
90, probably 98ish.
Because right around then, I would feel like, because he hit like Billy Madison,
Back to Back.
Daddy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, all those started coming out, and he became a huge
Honestly,
star.
dude,
I
could even go 98 to like 2006.
Yeah.
There was
early
8.
2000s, I think, was good.
That span was unbelievable.
But I think one thing we should consider, and I have no proof of this, comedy movies used to come out a lot more frequently.
And
now it's like all big budget. Like you said, you don't count Deadpool, which I'm fine with. Deadpool is a superhero movie with a crazy huge budget. You don't get movies with like a $3 million budget that are just straight comedies.
It's a good movie.
It's all like action comedies now.
It's a good, yeah, I agree with that.
And I feel like that impacts it because you don't get a lot of that like genuine comedy genre anymore, or you get a lot less of it.
I agree with that. Yeah, I don't know. I just think people are scared to make good comedies anymore. Like if I'm watching a comedy movie, I just want to turn on TV, think about nothing, and laugh. I don't want to think about anything. I don't want to make
tracker beams.
I don't want to think about anything. I just want to put on this movie and just laugh. I don't want it to have like some overlining
like a
message, or I'm like, I just want to watch
that
it.
Netflix one. The Netflix one about Don't Look Up.
Dude,
So I really like.
I'm glad you brought it. I bet it's great.
But I agree. There's no way to watch that movie without saying.
You have to think a little bit.
There's a clear
message, and yes,
100%.
Just put on a movie. I just want to laugh and not think about anything.
And it doesn't have to be stupid humor,
of which I love.
Clearly,
that's the best to me.
But it doesn't have to be stupid humor for me to be like, I'm in on this.
I agree. Okay.
Which I think you'll see.
But why? So why has there not? Why are there not as many? I forget. I was watching a podcast and it was like during this year there was 40 or 50 movies put out in theaters that are comedy movies, whatever, something like that. Nowadays, in 1 year you're going to get 4 or 5 in 1 year put out.
Right.
So why?
Well, I think you chase the money, right? Like let me put it this way. In my mind, this is not on my list, but in my mind, a classic comedy movie I would consider Super Troopers. Love Super Troopers. Quotable movie. Great comedy movie. One that come out that we've all seen. And it made probably $2 million. Grandma's Boy, which is a movie that I like, that is
hilarious.
That was in theaters for about 3 days and it got pulled.
Probably 3 seconds.
And it probably didn't even make money. So you've got these big, I'm assuming, big budget studios now who are trying to make money, and they know that, even if you put out a classic comedy movie, it's not going to have the draw that like a big action comedy will.
I don't think you need a big budget to make a funny movie, though.
No, I agree. But they are trying to make money, not put out a funny movie.
Yeah.
So I feel like the priorities have probably changed. Now they're like, how do we put out a funny movie? Now it's like, how do we make $400 million?
At all. Yeah. That could be. I think part of it is people are scared to get, canceled.
That's got to be factored in.
Right? I mean, you think about some of the movies made in the 2000s. Hilarious. Like a Tropic Thunder.
That's a good one.
That's not coming out today.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's not hilarious. Not coming out today.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And
you always say Austin Powers would not be funny today.
I think people wouldn't appreciate it today.
I love Austin
Powers. The dumb, we just said it, the dumb humor.
Right. With the spaceships.
To me, it's
they make all the dick jokes.
It's
incredible.
Like so stupid, but like doesn't make you think. You're just laughing.
Well, yeah, love it.
So a lot of factor in. I feel like we picked the 2 hardest topics in the first 2 episodes. Top 5 rock bands.
I don't know how you're going to feel about mine. Just like, and I said this last week.
You said this last time.
I don't know how you're going to. I might say this every week.
Well,
this was a hard one because there's a lot.
I cheated a little bit of mine. I just throw it out there.
How can you cheat?
I'm not going to tell you how, but I cheated.
All right. When this is over.
We can fight about it.
Tell me how you cheated.
I'll fight you.
This was hard because there's so many comedy movies that
speak a little bit.
Do not get like appreciated. And there's one that I was going to say that I don't know the year it came out. But I'm going to say this, not in my top 5, but I'm going to say most underrated comedy movie that I can think of.
Are we doing underrated right now?
I'm going to tell you mine.
Okay, because I have one.
My most underrated comedy movie, is The Other Guys.
Movie's hilarious.
Came out, I'm going to say within the last 10 years. Probably teeter-totters around that 2012 era.
Okay, so it falls into that.
Incredibly quotable.
Yeah.
It is such a good movie. You've got Will Ferrell, who's one of my favorites. Everybody that I know that has seen The Other Guys loves The Other Guys. And every time I watch it, I pick up on another line that I didn't appreciate last time.
It's hilarious.
And I feel like those comedies, again, not in my top 5, but I love those comedies where you can watch them more and they become better with time. Okay. Absolutely love The Other Guys.
I'm glad you brought up underrated. For me, it's easy. I feel like I've had this covered. The Watch.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I talk about that movie all the time.
Incredible.
Me and Travis used to watch this movie almost every weekend down in Salisbury.
I had never seen it until you guys wouldn't shut up about it.
It's so funny. Any movie Vince Vaughn's in, I'm watching.
Vince Vaughn.
It's funny every time.
That British dude. Incredible cast.
And Ben Stiller. Not the funniest, but he's in great comedies.
Yeah. Ben Stiller's a comedy legend.
The Watch is Yeah, either that or for me, dude, Scary Movie 3 is so funny. Like, and it's a spoof movie, which usually they're not that great.
Scary Movie 3, they spoof Signs
They spoof everything.
with the
The
aliens coming in.
rain,
The Eminem movie, 8
and
Mile.
when I watch that movie, it's so funny.
I love the scary
Every
movies.
time I just watched the other night. That would be another one for me. Underrated.
I agree.
Not going to make the list, but God, that's a funny movie too.
So let's get into it. Who started last week?
What's that?
Who started last week?
I think you did, or no, I did because you said, "Oh, you're gonna hate my number five, Weezer."
All right, so
I'm not a huge, but
but I changed it.
you did change it
To
6
Pantera, and
times.
then I changed
You
it.
changed it 6 times.
I don't even remember what I ended at.
You ended with you went to Weezer
Then
to
Pantera,
Pantera to
Black Sabbath.
Black Sabbath, which I think is probably your best.
Well, that's okay.
That was the best answer for that 5 spot.
All right,
But
so
anyway, good.
I'll go first. My 5 spot. Fifth best comedy movie of all time, in my opinion, is Monty Python's The Holy Grail.
I've never even seen that movie.
It is incredible. It came out, and I want to say like 1973.
Oh,
And the Monty Python group has so many things that they've put out: acts, skits, shows, movies. This one has got to be the most timeless. And John Cleese and that whole crew are comedy geniuses. This one is so low budget. They actually got help from Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd and Genesis with the budget to make the movie because they had no money for it. So you've got legends. Again, we bring up Pink Floyd. The one thing I like about Pink Floyd, this movie. The one good thing they've done, this movie.
I love it. Shout out to CJ, good buddy of ours.
Pink Floyd fan.
Since you brought up Pink Floyd, immediately he's one of the guys that texted me and said, "Dude, what the hell?" I said, "I thought I was respectful about it." We were respectful about it.
He took it as an attack.
He's messing.
But they did support this movie.
Okay.
So you got to give them props for it. And I feel like for a movie to come out in 1973 and to be a timeless comedy, like to watch it now and for it to still be funny, I'll say one of the hardest scenes I've ever laughed at in a movie is in this when they're attacking the castle. The people here will get it because you have not seen it because you're uneducated. They're attacking the castle, and the dude is running at the castle nonstop, and it shows him in the same spot. And then just like that, he appears and attacks the front guard. Oh my God, I lost it. The effects obviously don't hold up, especially the holy hand grenade.
Yeah. But I'm so lost at what you're talking about.
It is such an incredible movie. I promise you, it holds up. The Monty Python group has some crazy movies like.
It's like a whole collection?
Yeah, Monty Python's like a comedy group. Like they have another movie, and now for something totally different, which is like Robot Chicken. It's like Adult Swim. It's
Robot Chicken.
It's crazy. Like
random skits.
No, it's just like that.
Oh, okay.
But this movie's like coherent. It's put together. It's so funny. It's so low budget. You had rock and roll legends like Led Zeppelin and Genesis pitching in to make this movie.
They're involved in the making of the movie?
Yeah, they donated to the budget of the movie to help make it.
Okay.
Because they wanted to support Monty Python, John Cleese, his whole group.
Your top 5 or your 5th spot's been driving me nuts.
You have to watch it.
I'll watch it.
It's incredible.
Oh my gosh.
We'll let the people decide.
Yeah,
I love it.
Okay.
What do you got, Mr.?
I'm going number 5, Dumb and Dumber.
Wow. And classic, no doubt.
Dude, that's to me again. My top 5 is between 98 and 2000. Let me see, 6 maybe.
Yeah.
There's like a 8-year span where
I can't argue that one at all.
Yeah, Dumb and Dumber. I think I had it higher, but I moved it to the top 5 because some people don't like dumb humor because that's dumb humor.
It's very dumb.
It's so dumb, but the amount of times we quote that movie, and I'll watch the movie anytime it's on. That's another thing. There's comedies where I kind of took this. If it's on TV,
it's on.
I'm going to watch it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Brooke would be like, "Well, you just watched that. It doesn't matter. It's on TV. I'm watching it."
But I feel like Dumb and Dumber, like it is a lot of dumb comedy. but there's also so many little jokes that you won't get, like the gas station scene that we always talk about. Hey, only get the essentials. And then what does he say when he gets back to the car?
Where's the booze?
Where's the booze?
Where's the booze?
And then he's got the giant cowboy hat on. Like,
yeah,
it's dumb, but you got to pick up on little things like that.
I didn't pick up. There's a lot of things I didn't pick up on until later. Like, what's the one with the briefcase?
Oh, the Samsonite joke.
The Samsonite joke.
You told me about that.
Yeah. What? It's like
Swanson. Same thing. And he goes,
Samsonite.
Way off.
But Samsonite is the name of the company of the briefcase.
Oh, yeah, that makes the dude.
So that's a great like joke that you wouldn't get.
That's not dumb humor.
That's actually smart.
Right.
Yeah.
That movie's layered with it.
Dude, there's so many lines in there. Like, so funny every time.
When Jim Carrey is in the car with Jeff Daniels and he says, "Hey, you want to hear the most annoying noise in the world?" and then makes that awful sound.
Yeah.
That was not in the original script. Jim Carrey made that up on the spot, and if you watch it again and look at Jeff Daniels' reaction, you can tell that he's like, "What is this guy doing?" Not in the original script.
I believe that. There had to be some improv in there. Jim Carrey's, you want to talk about it?
That dude's a psycho.
He's psycho, but one of the funniest people ever.
Incredible actor. The relationship they have on screen is incredible.
They love each other.
I got no issues with that.
Okay.
In the 5 spot, no issues.
Okay.
Legendary.
I don't care if he did or not.
What were you gonna do?
We gonna fight on camera.
Better let me turn this off.
Yeah. Whoop your ass. Good. Number 4.
So my number 4 is one that you have said. I believe you can correct me if I'm wrong. That you tried to watch it, and you felt it was weird. My number 4.
Let me guess.
Oh, go ahead.
I thought it was weird. Big Lebowski.
The Big Lebowski.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you ever finish it?
I got like halfway through and I was like, what?
So I'm 0 for 2, 5 and 4. You have not seen all that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say The Big Lebowski, and I'm going to, even with my whole list here, there's a lot of comedy movies that have like relationships on screen and like ad-libbed lines and stuff. As a purely well-written comedy movie, I'm going to say The Big Lebowski is the best written comedy movie of all time. And when you talk about a movie that you have to watch multiple times to get the jokes, this is the epitome of that. The Big Lebowski is incredible. I would say The Dude is one of like the peak comedy characters of all time. They just showed it at a theater near us, and me and Abby went to go see it. My girlfriend.
Was that at the warehouse?
At the warehouse. Heated seats. I was lounging. Everybody in the theater was packed out wearing robes and stuff.
Oh, really?
Dressed out.
That's pretty cool.
Everybody in the theater, they even gave you a discount if you came dressed in a robe.
That'll work.
The Big Lebowski is definitely a weird comedy movie, but it is incredible. Jeff Bridges' character in that is so good. Jeff Bridges, actually, when he read the script for the first time, and he called the Coen brothers back who wrote it, and he said, "Were you guys with me in high school?" Because it matched his personality in high school so well. He was like, "Oh my God, this is exactly me."
Really? What a guy.
You got John Goodman. You know, if you were like, name a bowling movie, I'm saying Big Lebowski.
Oh, yeah.
John Goodman's in it, and John Goodman said it's his favorite movie he's ever acted in.
Really?
The personalities on screen, the quotes, again, you got to watch time and time again, but it is so ridiculous. I love the dude. He's so iconic. I think The Big Lebowski 100% is a well-written movie.
I think iconic, I'd say.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Was that in the 90s or 80s?
That's 90s, I think.
90s? Okay.
It is weird, though. It is weird. There's like a scene where the girl is like, I think the character Maud comes in flying on like a zip line thing, and she's got paintbrushes, and she's like flicking the paintbrushes.
That's stone cold, man.
Oh.
Yeah, put them on backwards.
Oh, stone. I'll give you the stone cold.
Damn, dude. You just disrespected Steve Austin.
It's incredible.
Okay.
You have to watch both of these now.
Well, I started watching Lebowski, and I was like,
The Big Lebowski, I always tell people it's funniest the third time you've seen it.
Okay. I got halfway through, and I was like,
It's got 90s Tara Reid in it. She looks pretty good.
Yeah, I guess so.
Not going to be mad about that.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. All right.
You watch those two, and then you reevaluate your...
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Top
We'll
five.
see. We'll see.
So that's my 4th spot.
All right. Where were we at? Are we 4 or 3?
You're 4.
I'm 4?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go super bad.
I love Superbad.
Classic high school comedy. One of the best comedy where they actually seem like they're their own age.
I agree.
Because we talk about high school movies and like it's like, oh, that guy is probably looks 40.
Like American Pie. Love American Pie?
Yeah.
Those dudes are 29.
What is it? Remember the Titans?
Yeah.
The guys, Woody Harrelson is not Harrelson. Harris, Julius.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I think
dude's got a mortgage.
Wood Harris. I think his name
Got
is.
a mortgage.
He's like 30.
Yeah.
Looks great. I mean,
no, you don't get that.
Yeah, Superbad feels like actual. They're that age, and it's just so damn funny. Like it takes you back to high school a little bit. Like
you got Seth Rogen as the cop with Bill Hader.
Great cast.
The cast is incredible.
Cast is great. Big, bigger Jonah Hill.
Huge Jonah Hill.
It's just like that. That's to me. That's probably 2008 or something. 2007.
It's probably around there.
Around there. Classic.
Oh my God. Michael Cera is so awkward.
And so funny every time.
But the friendship between those guys comes together.
McLovin.
Oh, I don't know what that guy's name is.
He's in.
Is it
He's in Neighbors.
Yeah.
What the hell is his name?
I have no idea.
Fogel. In the movie, it's Fogel.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what his real name is. People probably don't care.
Love Superbad. I agree. It's one of the best portrayals of high school.
Of a high school, like
it's incredible. Other than Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh.
And maybe The Breakfast Club. Don't get me started.
Those two alone. Yeah, we'll just put those two alone in their own thing.
Don't get me started.
So those two are unbelievable.
Superbad is incredible. I would almost put Superbad in the underrated category. Like I feel like people don't talk about how good Superbad is. When that movie came out, it's so funny. Cast is incredible. The scene when he's talking to the the life education teacher about how her class is bullshit. And he's looking at Michael Cera, the dude building the tiramisu or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude. There's some. Again, I feel like I kind of went off quotable too. Like the amount of times we quote these movies.
Yeah. I Am McLovin is going to be famous. Why the hell would your name be Muhammad?
It's the most common name in the world. Read a book.
You know how many 23-year-olds are running around the city? Yeah, Superbad's incredible. I got no issues.
That's a. What was that, 4? So that's my 4.
Jonah Hill, again, if I could plug Grandma's Boy, incredible movie. You think Jonah Hill's big and Superbad? Dude, Jonah Hill in Grandma's Boy is like
large.
Like 200 pounds heavier.
That might have been one of his first movies.
It's got to be.
But he's great in that one too.
The dude is enormous. It reminds me of that one stand-up with Ralphie May with that orange leather suit.
Oh, ostentatious.
He just busted out of it.
R.I.P.
Yeah, 4 1/2.
4 1/2.
Love that guy.
Yeah, one of the funniest ever.
Now Jonah Hill's like skinny. I feel like
still funny.
Yeah, good guy.
But yeah, when he was big, I feel like he was funnier.
Different kind of.
That sucks to say, but yeah, because he's in 21 Jump Street.
Is that why you're getting fat? So you can be funnier?
No, I'm trying to keep up with my pregnant wife. Trying to make her feel. Yeah, I don't know.
Wow.
How do you say that?
How are you gonna? You're calling her?
No, I'm
you're in trouble.
Oh yeah, we'll edit that out.
All right. So here's what I got for number 3.
I'm just saying there's a baby. Okay. Anyways,
you're
go ahead.
Your baby fat.
Go ahead. Anyways,
so my 3 spot is another older one, and after this, I promise I get more recent. In the 3 spot, I have got Caddyshack.
Classic. That's a classic.
Caddyshack, I think, is a classic comedy because it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But also for a lot of other reasons that I think make comedy movies great, Caddyshack has a lot of that. Caddyshack was supposed to be a movie about the caddies. It is not about the caddies at all. But the original intent was supposed to be about the caddies. They filmed this whole movie and all these random extra scenes, and then at the end they just piece it together, which is the movie that we end up seeing. It is totally different than what they had originally written. You've got Bill Murray,
legend,
famously does not have a single written line in the entire movie. Actually, his character was intentionally meant to be mute. It did not say anything.
He improvised his entire lines, correct?
Every single thing in the movie.
Unreal.
Harold Ramis, who is another comic legend who helped write the movie, he encouraged Bill Murray. He's like, dude, you just go out and make this character whatever you want. And when you know that and you watch the crazy shit that he says, like golfing with the Dalai Lama and stuff, like, dude, that is incredible. You know, that's alone has got to be one of the best comic performances.
And I think if you ask like older people, like our dads, they would put Caddyshack probably out there as well. So
you got Rodney Dangerfield, who was just
legend,
ridiculous,
legend.
The whole performance is crazy, and then there were so many things that happened off scene that we don't get to see. Chevy Chase and Bill Murray absolutely
they didn't like each other.
Hated each other.
I read something about that.
And when they film scenes together and you watch it, you know that you can like feel the tension. That plus Bill Murray improvising his lines are absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
And I think my favorite thing about Caddyshack, obviously, I think the movie's incredibly funny. All of the lines in it, like all of the cast does their parts so well. But like I said, they wrote the movie to be something else. It was supposed to be about the caddies. And when you watch it, it's very loosely about the caddies.
Yeah.
So at the end of the movie, they film all this, and they're like, okay, so we have this crazy movie. We need some sort of plot line to tie all this together. So what they come up with is the little gopher trying to tear apart the golf course.
The gopher thing is so funny.
They only added the gopher to be a consistent plot line and tie the movie together. And then how do they do it at the end? They bring in Kenny Loggins to write the song "I'm All Right," and he's got the little gopher dancing at the end.
Yeah.
Like the only reason that's in there is because at the end of the movie they were like, none of this makes sense. Let's add a gopher, a terrorist gopher.
Yeah. And Bill Murray's trying to get rid of.
Yeah. Another one where my mom would freak out if she saw it on TV because we're watching the whole thing.
That's fair. I actually have a great Bill Murray story.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm talking
about? Yeah.
Brooke, my wife, of course, did the sweetest thing, and this was probably 2 or 3 years ago. She bought us tickets to go see Bill Murray, legend, at the JFK Center? Is it RFK or JFK?
RFK is where Redskins play.
Okay, so is it,
you were in the theater?
The Kennedy Center.
Yes.
Kennedy Center in D.C. We had tickets to go watch Bill Murray. And we get to this fancy place, and we all right away feel out of place. I'm like in jeans. I don't dress up. You know that. I hate dressing up.
It's ugly.
Yeah, of course. I'm in like jeans and a jacket or something. But everybody else there is dressed the T, the 9. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, I'm a PE teacher. I don't like dressing up. Whatever. So we get to this Kennedy Center. We go into the theater, and it's a straight-up theater. And we're like, okay, like this is kind of weird. Like, and we see a program, and it's like Bill Murray's, like, what he's going to be talking about. Man, this doesn't seem right.
And you think it's a stand-up?
We think it. So yes, we think we're going to see Bill Murray stand-up comedy. And we looked to a couple next to him, like, Bill Murray's doing stand-up, right? He's reading poetry. I'm like, oh, okay, so not comedy. I'm like, bro, we gotta go. We gotta get out of here. We stayed for a little bit, and she paid for the tickets. I felt bad, but I was like, I'm not sitting here listening to poetry, even though we did get to see Bill Murray himself
doing poetry.
So
you confirmed
we saw legend Bill Murray, so I get to say that, right?
That's so weird.
And but yeah, it was a packed crowd. Like poetry's not really my thing.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Like,
English teacher.
But yeah, we thought we were seeing comedy. Wasn't.
Dude.
It was poetry. And we tried to stay. We stayed for like 20 minutes, and I was like, bro, we got I appreciate the thought. It was like, I think it was for Christmas or a birthday present. And but it's a great story. It's a great, like,
he's legendary for. Have you seen that thing? I think it's on Netflix called Bill Murray Stories. It's just...
But he just does he just shows up random places or whatever?
Yeah, my favorite one is, this is a famous one, so I'm sure people know, but Bill Murray, if he sees you at a restaurant, he'll come up and take a little bite of your food and eat it, and he'll go, "No one will ever believe you," and then he walks away.
Legend.
Incredible.
Legend.
Dude, you watch it on Netflix.
Do you think we could get away with that or no? Like if I just went up to somebody at a restaurant
and ran away?
I mean,
we could try it.
Well, let's think about it.
I'm down.
Consider it. I'm
down. Well, I got Caddyshack in my 3 spot.
That's fair.
Due to the legend, of course.
I mean, Bill Murray alone
he makes it.
Yeah.
Again, every single line improvised.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Where are we at? 3?
You're 3.
Anchorman.
Nice.
Classic. Everybody knows it. Everybody loves it.
Incredible.
Will Ferrell movies, comedies, unbelievable.
Legend.
Guys, all time on the comedy list. One of the most quotable comedies of all time.
Easily.
That fight scene
is ridiculous.
Like, to me, is one of the most absurd scenes of all time. Like
100%.
Like what? Like why is it? What's going on here?
Brick's got a hand grenade.
It's just
he's screaming.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
They cast in just that scene.
It's pretty good.
Every comedy legend around that era, like the Will Ferrell era, is in that scene.
Yeah, and that's like a 2004.
Yeah, probably around
6, something right around there. Again, golden era.
I'd say 2003 if I was a betting man.
I bet it's not. How much you want to bet it's not? I bet it's
2-1 odds. I get you bet by the end of the day.
I don't believe you.
You're wrong.
It's got to be. I think it's 04. You want me to look it up right now?
That's 04? I'm saying 05.
I said 05. I
bet I get the year exactly right.
You said 03?
I said 03.
I'm saying 05.
All right.
And the winner is 4.
Oh,
so no.
We're right in the middle.
Oh, okay. So we both won.
Yeah,
it's like participation trophy.
All right.
Yeah.
Incredible movie.
Oh, it's so funny.
You know, I actually took a film studies class in high school, and I had to pick a scene that depicted. I had to pick a snapshot of a movie. I had to pause it, and I had to show why this one paused scene shows like the movie perfectly. And I picked Anchorman. In the beginning, after they explain all the characters, and then they're walking side by side, I paused it right there. And you've got the whole Anchorman setup with Paul Rudd, Steve Carell.
What's that guy? Champ.
Yeah.
I know. Whammy. I know who you're talking about.
And then Will Ferrell at the front. That's where I paused it. I love that movie forever.
That is a classic.
Got easily one of the most quotable movies of all time.
Up there.
Can I ask you how you feel about Anchorman 2?
Dude. So when it comes to sequels,
comedy sequels,
I've always said like the second, third, whatever is never as funny as.
It's hard. It's very hard.
It's hard to be like, how do you, but as they want to make more money. Obviously, you hear Anchorman 2's coming out, you're going to go see it.
Yeah,
you're going to watch it.
It's a classic
because Anchorman was so great. But I think there might be.
There's a few exceptions.
I will say, as far as, and I think we'll probably get into this, but as far as the sequels go with comedies, there's probably only 2 or 3 sequels that are, I'm not going to say they're funnier, but they're as funny as the first movie.
I think there's more than that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's save that. We'll save it.
But I agree. Generally speaking,
the first one's usually the best.
I feel like comedy movies, usually what they do is just take the same jokes and repackage them. So by the time you watch 2 and 3, you're like, yeah, I already know the punchline to that. It's money grabs. I agree with you.
And it's all from, it's why Fast and Furious has 97 movies.
Oh my God. You're a fan of those though.
To me, and this is a sidebar, they should end after the 5th one. They get the money and they go off and they.
Now they're like Navy SEALs.
Dude,
what's happening?
The stunts, it's like, because the original movie was about racing cars. The original title was supposed to be Race Wars?
Because they call the movie Race Wars.
Yeah, but it's in the first movie because that's when they race out in the desert and they're just racing cars. That was the original title.
And now it's like
But now it's like they got away from racing,
The Rock and Idris Elba
jumping bridges with tanks.
Right.
It's like, dude,
I'm like, what's happening?
But again, and I watched a podcast about Ludacris, and he was on it, and they asked him the same question. He's like, the money. He should have just said, dude, we're making so much money on these movies.
Right, absolutely.
Like, so why wouldn't you?
So going back to us in the original conversation of this episode, why would you film a low budget $3 million comedy that's going to be well written and going to be incredible when you can film a Fast and the Furious 17 that's a horrible movie and you're going to make $800 billion?
Yeah.
There's no incentive for the studios to do those low budget movies anymore.
I think that's why they do a lot of the sequels.
Right.
Because it's just for money.
Yeah.
It's like people are going to watch it. Hangover 2, wow. We're making a second Hangover. The first one was so funny. Let's make another one. Like, which was, we'll get to the sequel part. But.
Also, I would love to say that, like, if I had money to film a movie, I would do these nice comedies.
Why wouldn't you want to get the same group of people back together?
But if somebody was like, hey, here's this really funny script, or here's $8 billion, I'm probably taking Fast and the Furious 27.
Correct.
I'll be honest, I'm human.
Yeah, I agree. Or they're just in space driving cars off the moon. Like, dude, like, when is it going to stop?
On Saturn's rings, attacking Pluto.
Yeah.
Which is not a planet.
Yeah. Well, apparently. That's a whole other topic. We might get to there eventually.
Top 5 planets?
Top 5 cool planets.
Not Pluto.
Not Pluto. Get the hell out of here.
So what is that, your 3 or your 4?
Was that my 3?
Your 2?
So my 3 was Anchorman.
All right, so my 2 spot, Anchorman.
Okay.
2 spot Anchorman.
Okay.
For all the reasons we already discussed.
Yeah.
I would say the most quotable movie behind maybe my number 1. Maybe Anchorman's the most quotable movie of all time.
Definitely up there.
Did you know the original script for Anchorman was that a group of anchormen are on a plane and the plane crashes and the plane is filled with monkeys and martial arts supplies. And the movie is about anchormen and monkeys with ninja stars.
Can I just stop you there?
That was the original
script. Feel like you just made that up.
Swear to God, that was the original script.
Whoever's watching this, check this before I do.
Fact check it. Ron Burgundy versus chimpanzee with, what are those things?
You are making shit up.
Swear to God, that was the original script. Swear to God.
After this is over,
that was the original script of Anchorman.
Let me write this down. What was it?
Monkeys and ninja stars.
Because, what's that? What's that scene in Anchorman? I don't believe you. That's pretty much, hey, I don't believe you.
Hey, because Ron, are you listening? No. Incredible movie. That is real. Dude, but other than that, incredible movie.
I get we're trying to boost the podcast a little bit. You can't just make shit up, though.
No, I have Twitter. I can.
Oh, we have the internet.
No one's fact checking me.
We can Google that.
Yeah. You called me out on the fake year thing.
The fake year thing?
Yeah, the release date. Where we both lost.
Well, we were pretty close.
We both won.
This sounds outrageous.
Yeah.
That sounds like its own movie in itself.
That's how crazy it is. That was the original script, and they worked it down to be this movie where Brick makes fun of Wes Mantu's mother.
But I mean, I think they nailed it. They nailed it.
What they ended up coming out with is incredible. I feel like the amount of people who have seen Anchorman that love Anchorman is so vast. Like, you've got, dudes like our dads, us, generation below us, generation in between. Like, I don't know a single person that has seen Anchorman and has not loved the movie.
They used it in what's that movie? Lone Survivor.
Yeah.
When they're on the desert and they're like, oh, I just want to go home and watch Anchorman.
Yeah.
Like,
that's how great the movie is.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know the name of the lady who plays Veronica Corningstone.
Oh, Christina Applegate.
Oh, Applegate. Yeah.
What?
She's a funny.
She's pretty.
She has a nice,
great personality.
Yeah. She has a nice set of personality.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that anyways. But
it's incredible.
Yeah.
Love Anchorman to death.
Funny,
I would say the quote. Now, Anchorman 2, I would say the more you watch it, the more funny I think it is, because it's one of those movies where I think you pick up on some of the lines. But I go into comedy sequels with I'm like, this won't be as good as the original. So I feel like I hold it to a higher standard.
Yeah, that's my mindset.
But when you've got a movie that is that funny as Anchorman, it's incredible.
Yeah.
All the fight scenes. Even when she's got the TV antenna and she's beating the shit out of them.
It's the whole Sex Panther.
Oh my god.
Like the whole movie's hilarious.
What smells like Bigfoot's dick? And then at the end you've got the dog, Baxter. First of all, you've got Jack Black showing up as the Harley rider.
Bark twice if you're in Minnesota.
Milwaukee. And then Jack Black shows up on the bridge.
Yeah.
Ron Burgundy throws a burrito at him.
Yeah.
He crashes his car and he punts Baxter, the dog, off the bridge.
Oh, yeah.
The first time I saw that, I laughed so hard.
But again, to me, that's dumb humor.
I agree. That movie, 100%.
But some people don't like dumb humor. For me, that's my favorite. Is where dumb humor, I don't have to think. I just watch. I laugh.
I think those people are dumb.
Who?
Those people who don't like dumb humor.
Hot take. Let me write that down.
What are you going to do about it now?
Might get canceled for that. But anyways.
That's
Dumb and Dumber 2 was terrible. From what I hear.
I refuse to watch the
right. So it's almost like you don't want to watch the second one because you don't.
I don't want to ruin this movie that I've seen.
This classic.
Yeah.
That
I hold in such high regard.
Okay, so that was your 2.
Anchorman is my 2 spot.
Okay, I'm excited. My number 2. I cheated.
How did you?
I cheated. Bear with me.
All right.
I cheated. Sorry. I made a holy grail here. Holy trinity of movies.
You have 3 movies?
I got 3 movies in one.
Spot, you have 3.
Yeah. And hey, it's my list. I'll do whatever I want.
Right, hey,
it's our podcast.
I had 3 number 5s.
We can do whatever the hell we want.
I had 3 number 5s in episode 1. You can have 3 number 2s.
Yeah, exactly. It's just whatever. But I feel like they all kind of, they're made, I guess they weren't made.
Just do whatever you want.
Do
whatever you want.
But, they're sports related.
All right.
So I'll go ahead and guess. There's 3 of them. I'll let you try and guess.
There are 3 sports related?
Sports related.
Comedy movies?
Yeah.
The Replacements?
No.
Sport? Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore.
The Waterboy?
No.
Oh, shit.
Awful movie.
Happy Gilmore.
Ones that if they're on TV, I'm gonna watch. And they're not. They're sports that are not like it's not football. It's
dodgeball.
Dodgeball.
And sports comedies.
They're not like mainstream sports.
Talladega Nights.
Yes. So it was hard. We got to stop making. We just made the first 2 podcasts probably the hardest top 5s.
Out of our first top 5s, we each have 37.
Yeah. Which, hey, it's our podcast.
So Dodgeball, Happy Gilmore, Talladega Nights?
Yes.
All incredible.
All 3, unbelievable. If they're on TV, I'm watching it.
Absolutely.
Funny every time. So quotable. All of them. Funny, and then you take the main actors from those 3. Happy Gilmore. Adam Sandler, legend. Talladega Nights, Will Ferrell, legend. All of his movies, hilarious. Dodgeball, Vince Vaughn,
legend.
Unreal. Those 3, I didn't want to put him in my top 5 because I feel like it was just, I had to get those other ones in there.
So your top 5 was 8 movies?
No. It's 5, but there's a holy trinity.
If we talk about early 90s, like Adam Sandler when it first came out, I think I put...
That's the best run of all time.
Oh, I agree. Back to back to back,
what is it? I don't know which one first. We won't say in order, but that's the best one of all time.
I think it's Billy Madison, and then Happy Gilmore. And
No.
Big Daddy.
No, I think Big Daddy was before that. And what about Waterboy?
Oh, one Waterboy. And he's on SNL while all this is happening.
Probably. So let's just say, Billy Madison, Waterboy, Happy Gilmore, Big Daddy.
Incredible.
Those 4 alone is...
In 6 years?
That might be the greatest run for one actor ever.
Dude's a legend.
And then he does Little Nicky in 05, which I think is hilarious.
I like Little Nicky. He gets a lot of hate, though, from the Sandler fans.
Adam Sandler's He's all time.
I would probably put Billy Madison as my favorite Adam Sandler movie.
Out of those four, who would you? Well, how would you rank those?
I would go Billy Madison, and then Happy Gilmore, and then Big Daddy, and then Little Nicky.
No, don't put Little Nicky in there because I think that's not Waterboy.
Waterboy's probably in that fourth spot.
Yeah, I'd go. For me, it's Happy Gilmore. I love Big Daddy so much. I put him at 2. I'd go Billy Madison and then Waterboy.
But Waterboy, again, also great movie.
It's so funny.
Incredible.
The sports comedies that came out during that time you're not even talking about Bad News Bears.
Oh, my God. Billy Bob Thornton?
Oh, my.
I love that guy.
What's the ping pong one?
Oh.
Balls of Fury?
Yeah. Also, has that guy been in any movie since? The dude that he's rocking out the Def Leppard the whole time?
Yeah.
He's like disappeared.
He's in a couple comedies.
Love that movie.
Yeah. And it's funny because it's usually the movies that aren't popular, like golf. We had racing.
Yeah.
Not that they're not popular, but it's not football. It's
not mainstream sports.
Yeah. Blades of Glory.
Oh, my God.
Well, 2008.
I will say Talladega Nights, I've probably seen
1,000.
Other than Lord of the Rings, more than any movie I've probably ever seen.
Yeah.
Is probably Talladega Nights.
If it's on TV, I'm watching.
That's the one that my mom loses her shit when it's on. She immediately pissed.
There's no rules.
Oh, guys are laughing. She comes in the other room. Mad.
It's so funny every time.
And then Vince Vaughn and Dodgeball.
Oh,
I'm mad you couldn't decide.
Between those three, floating those three alone, that's half the conversation.
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, dodge quote from Dodgeball is used in so many different references.
I use it in class. We're not allowed to play dodgeball.
You throw wrenches at
No, we're not allowed to do that. No. But yeah, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. But yeah. So I cheated. Whatever, it's my list. What are you gonna do about it?
Now we're even.
We're even because
I did it.
You put 37 in your last one. So.
And you did it 8 billion.
Okay. So it's my 2. Are we on 1?
We're on 1.
I would. Last time I thought we had the same number 1, I thought it was obvious, but it wasn't. So I'm curious. To see who's up. Is it me or you?
Well, it's me because you wouldn't shut up about how you couldn't cheat on whatever.
What?
So I know for a fact we don't because my number 1 is one you've already listed.
Oh, can I guess?
Yes.
Is it Dumb and Dumber?
It's Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, okay.
The greatest comedy of all time, in my opinion, is Dumb and Dumber.
I support that.
And I feel like there's like a bar that's set so high from Dumb and Dumber because just the personalities of Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels, the way they get along on screen, the way they mesh together, I feel like it can't be beat by any comedy movie. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Incredibly quotable. A movie that we quote a lot.
Oh, that might be that's probably the most quotable comedy movie.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's one of those movies where I'll watch it. Probably not anymore because I've seen it 8 billion times. But the first 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 times I watch it, I continue watching it. And I keep picking up on other jokes.
Yes.
It's that movie where it's like on the surface dumb comedy, like we talked about when you said it, but there's a lot more to it. And I told you there's some
it's a great script too.
Oh my God.
It makes sense.
The monsters are after him and they think that they're like professional hitmen.
It's so funny.
And they almost kill the guy with the hot peppers.
Oh my God.
The whole movie is incredible. The part where Jim Carrey walks out and he goes, "Oh, we landed on the moon. That's great."
It's fun. Yeah.
Improvised.
Oh, was it?
Improvise that right on the scene. He's walking out of the bar, which is a scene we quote all the time.
Yeah.
I just figured she was a raging alcoholic.
Yeah.
But I think the thing and I think this is what contributes to their mesh on screen. So when they wrote the movie, they booked Jim Carrey for that role.
Didn't he pick Jeff Daniels?
He picked Jeff Daniels, and they didn't want Jeff Daniels. So they offered him $50,000 for the role, thinking it was such a low ball he wouldn't take it. Jeff Daniels took it immediately and didn't even negotiate. And his agent said, "This is going to bomb your career." And Jeff Daniels said, "I don't care. I'm doing this movie." and it becomes, at the time, maybe of all time, Jeff Daniels' highest grossing movie, and him and Jim Carrey on screen together is incredible.
Oh my god, they're so good at like
the back and forth, and they're so stupid.
Dude, it's I might have to go watch it tonight.
I might need to watch it right now.
I've seen it 100 times.
When he says when he's talking about how cold his hands are, and he's like, "Hey, you can have. I got 2 pairs of gloves, but I'm a little sweaty." Oh my god!
You've had 2 pairs of gloves this whole time.
Yeah, we're in the Rockies.
In the Rockies. Like, yeah, dude. Like, that's probably the most quotable, funny movie ever.
I've got it as a clear number 1. I think it's incredible.
I'm totally good with that.
But such a low budget movie that I feel like you won't get that anymore unless a studio specifically goes after that.
Yeah.
And then you've got the end.
Another thing is with comedy movies, some of them like start out really funny, and then towards the end it's more about the plot and it's not as funny.
Right.
Have you noticed that?
Like wrapping up the movie.
Yeah. To me, that movie from beginning to end is hilarious.
Oh my god, the scene where they rush the hotel room. He's like, "Okay, kill him."
yeah. But like the ending to me is when he like, have you realized what we just done? And then chase the bus down.
The town's that way.
Down. Can you imagine? 2 lucky guys are about to from like beginning to end, nonstop hilarious.
But the whole thing is around their relationship.
Yeah.
Like, they are perfect together through the entire movie.
Oh, my gosh.
Even at that end. Like, they're both ridiculous. You know, Jim Carrey actually has a chipped tooth there.
Does he?
And
sure?
Lloyd Christmas has a chipped tooth. Jim Carrey's tooth is actually chipped there, but he has it filled. He took the filling out to make Lloyd Christmas look more deranged as a character.
So good.
There's so many little things. I love the movie. In my mind, clear number 1.
I support that. I support that.
But now we're back-to-back weeks where we thought we had similar number 1s and we don't.
That is funny. I thought our list would be a lot closer this week as well. But
have I said your number 1? Or
no,
yours is not on my list.
No.
Oh
no. This is my favorite movie ever. Well, it's up there.
All right.
But as far as comedy,
what is it?
Wedding Crashers.
Oh, of course. I should have guessed that.
I thought you should have known that.
I should have guessed that.
Number 1. Unbelievable movie. Again, Vince Vaughn.
Legend.
Any movie he's in, I'm watching. So funny. I think he makes movies funny.
His delivery, like the way that he says things.
Like in the watch, like I feel like he's the same person. Like I mentioned The Watch earlier, it's underrated. He makes that movie hilarious.
Agreed. Yeah.
That again, another quotable movie we quote all the time. Crab cakes and football.
Oh,
that's what Maryland does.
Every white dude in Maryland knows that.
Knows that line. Yeah. Just great. Just an unbelievable movie. And I don't think that's not a stupid humor movie. It's a good plot. It's a good movie.
I agree.
You know, because there's movies that are really funny, but it's not a great movie, I would say.
There's some like turmoil with the characters, you know, with him and Owen Wilson towards the end.
It's just a great comedy movie. It's what you want in a comedy movie.
Again, you've got a little cameo from Will Ferrell in there.
Yeah.
Crashing the Funerals.
Of course. What's the guy's name? Christopher Walken.
Oh yeah.
I love it. I love him. Like just his person is Bradley. That's probably Bradley Cooper's one of his first.
I forgot he's in that.
Yeah, probably one of his first popular films.
He is such a douche in that movie.
Oh, he's terrible. But he's awesome.
I'm glad his lady gets banged.
Yeah,
in that movie.
That's fair.
No, Wedding Crashers is incredible.
Rachel McAdams, Mean Girls. What's her name in Mean Girls?
Another classic comedy though. Mean Girls up there.
So funny.
Chick flick comedies, Mean Girls number 1. Put it up there.
I'm gonna put Bridesmaids up there.
Over Mean Girls?
For chick flick comedies?
Yeah.
Yes. Maybe.
Write it down. Episode.
Hold on.
27.
So we just got through romantic comedies. Rom-com, as they call.
Wow.
I've got 3 that right off the bat.
3 rom-coms?
Oh.
Like top rom-coms?
Yes. I know we didn't really write this down or anything, but.
Well, what's your 3?
Sweet Home Alabama.
Okay.
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Okay.
in Fool's Gold.
But you just like McConaughey.
With the shirt off. Who doesn't? All right.
Oh, classic.
So that's different.
I have not seen How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
What?
In a long time.
Okay.
In a long time.
That's everybody's seen that movie.
What's that movie with Jake Gyllenhaal where he's like a medical salesman and he picks up that? Do you know what I'm talking about?
The Notebook.
It's like love and other medicine or something. Love and Other Drugs.
I don't know.
That's a good one. And then there's the one where the dude who plays the octopus in Pirates of the Caribbean. He's like in the movie, but it's a rom-com. But he's not an octopus. He's a normal guy.
Okay, I would hope not.
That'd be weird.
Yeah, that would make it a rom-com.
Whatever that one is really good.
There's some good ones out there. What's the one? It's Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling.
40-Year-Old Virgin.
Just kidding. No, absolutely.
Another great comedy though.
Oh god. Starsky and Hutch, by the way.
Oh, underrated.
Hold on, here's one. Now we're bouncing around a little bit. We're my mountain. Yeah. Ted was fucking hilarious.
The first Ted is great.
Yeah.
Came out within the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Last 12 years.
Yeah. Step Brothers.
Hey, if we're going to talk about comedy sequels, Austin Powers trilogy.
Oh, won't disagree.
Incredible. I would say Goldmember is my favorite. And it's the third.
So funny, dude. But again, I don't know why I keep saying it, but I don't think people would appreciate it. Because it's dumb. That's dumb humor.
That is 100%
super dumb. But the fact that Mike Myers plays all the main characters.
Fat Bastard.
Yeah.
Dr. Evil.
Oh, it's so funny. What are we talking about, sequels?
I don't know what we're talking about now.
We just jumped around the gun there.
We went from Wedding Crashers
to rom-coms to, I said Step Brothers. Pineapple Express was hilarious, by the way.
Pineapple Express is my brother's number one. Maybe my brother's number one movie of all time.
That could have made my because Danny McBride is one of the funniest people.
I hate Danny McBride.
What?
No, I love him, but I hate him. Like in This Is the End, when he's like cooking all the food and eating, drinking.
Oh, in the movie.
He's a cocksucker.
Dude.
He plays his character so well.
Eastbound and Down?
Incredible.
I just started watching that first episode. I was crying. It's like, this guy is
he's ridiculous.
Him and Pineapple Express is hilarious.
Yeah, he's great. Pineapple Express has similar vibes to Dumb and Dumber, though, because there's a scene in Pineapple Express where they're like, the drug lords are like, oh my god, they took out Tommy. He was ex-CIA or something. And they're like, they think that the pothead dudes are like actual badasses, but they're not. They're just fumbling their way through this, just like in Dumb and Dumber when they take out the guy with the hot peppers.
Dude, that's a good one too. Shit.
Not as good as Wedding Crashers.
Yeah, but that 98 to 08 is.
When did Wedding Crashers come out?
06 or 05. It's 05.
I believe you.
Okay.
I believe you.
I don't believe that.
I believe you.
But everybody loves that movie. Because it's not stupid. There's a difference between a comedy that makes sense. It's got the plot. It's whatever. And then there's the dumb humor.
Wedding Crashers has a legit plot to it.
Yes. And the fact that it takes place in Maryland.
You gotta love that.
That's automatic.
Yeah, whole football scene.
Oh yeah. That's.
And I feel like Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson.
They're great together.
Good combo. You
get them together, and it's going to be a great movie.
You've got that cast. You've got that chemistry that goes.
Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah, fantastic.
I feel like him. Was it Ben Stiller?
Owen Wilson. They're in Zoolander.
And Vince Vaughn.
Yeah,
they're always in the same movies.
Is Vince Vaughn in Zoolander?
I don't think so. But he's in Starsky and Hutch.
But they do a lot together.
Yeah. Night Music. I don't think they're in that. Yeah, those are. Yeah. Did we get into sequels?
We got into sequels a little bit. I feel like.
What did you? We were talking about Austin Powers. Awesome
comedy sequels. Comedy sequels might need to be its own, because I'm not even bringing up Ace Ventura, which is better than the original. When Nature Calls.
I don't know if I've seen those movies all the way through.
Second, Ace Ventura is funnier than the first Ace Ventura.
For me, though.
Don't send me an email on this.
Unless you want to.
You could do that.
You could definitely do that.
Second Ace Ventura is better than the first.
Don't send me, because I don't read my emails, so don't send me one.
Send me his his emails.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Send me all the emails. I'll delete all of them.
What would you say the best sequel, like?
Best sequel to a comedy movie?
Yeah, so like the first one and the next one.
When Nature Calls, Ace Ventura.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't even think I've seen those.
Because the first one's genuinely funny on its own. And then the second one is funnier, in my opinion.
Okay. I mean, Hangover 1, Hangover 2 were really funny.
Dude, the rhino scene in Ace Ventura 2, when they think the rhino's giving birth. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, because I haven't seen them all the way through.
Oh my God.
Jim Carrey's unbelievable.
Yeah, dude's a psycho.
21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street. Those are both pretty funny.
Good movies. Good comedy movies.
Pretty funny.
Ted 1 and 2.
Yeah, those are both pretty funny.
I feel like Austin Powers, to have 3 comedy movies.
They're all really good.
And in my opinion, Goldmember's the funniest. That is like...
Goldmember's funny.
Comedy sequels, that's the best.
Rush Hour 1 and 2 for me.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Unbelievable. Rush Hour 2 is so funny.
You see, you don't count Deadpool as a comedy movie, so I can't say Deadpool.
I guess you could. Were we saying that's not comedy?
You said it doesn't count.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did. You rewind the tape.
I didn't say that.
Okay, so maybe...
You combined it with something else.
No, yeah, Deadpool 2.
No, okay. We might have to look that up later.
So maybe next week we'll finally be on the same page or something.
I doubt it. But whatever.
Do we know what we're getting into next week? I don't.
No.
All right.
I don't know.
Stay tuned.
Hold on. Can I also... You didn't let me finish.
What? How many numbers?
Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh!
1 and 2.
Wow. You're going old.
Not just great movies. So, like, they're funny.
Yeah.
And they're great plots.
And?
The third one is one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Great theme song.
Oh. Yeah. Which could be a top 5 in the future.
Theme song?
Top 5 theme song to a series or movie or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But the 1 and 2 are great. Have you seen the third one?
I've not seen the third one.
Don't.
I didn't know that.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
Eddie Murphy, back in the day, dude was a legend.
Legend.
Yeah.
He's top 3 comedians all time.
Yeah, I agree. Delirious, stand-up, not movie. But he's got that red leather suit on.
Was it Raw?
Eddie Murphy,
I don't think it's Delirious. Is it Delirious?
There's 2 of them.
Oh. Raw, where he's got the red. Yeah.
Oh, I thought he wears the red suit. I don't know. I think you're correct.
Could be anything.
Dude's a legend.
He's all time. He's all time. He's so funny.
Eddie Murphy, incredible. I love Beverly Hills Cop.
It's so good. First 1 and 2 are really good. Reminds me of Rush Hour 1 and 2. How they're really good movies, really funny. And then the third one's like, eh.
I haven't seen Rush Hour in a long time.
I feel like when you go to 3, it's like...
Unless you're Austin Powers.
Right. Like the third Hangover's funny, but it's like, what are we doing?
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, let's.
There's a wedding and a animal.
Yeah, we get it.
They're all the same.
Right.
Which I would say Goldmember does that. Like the dick joke when the spaceship goes in, but Goldmember I feel like just changes the jokes enough where it's so like they recognize that they are taking jokes.
Yeah.
Because then Ozzy Osbourne comes up and he's like, "They're boobs. They're all boobs. You've done this joke the last 2 movies."
Yeah.
Like can they recognize it? I think that makes it funny.
The best third comedy movie in a series is Scary Movie 3.
I'm okay with that.
That movie that could have made my top 5.
Really?
Yes. I love Scary Movie 3. It's so funny every time.
Scary Movie 3 is a great one.
Very quotable.
When they're in the classroom and they throw the box of crayons.
Like, who don't do that? It's like the opening scene is, he's like, the dogs are acting weird.
He's driving the
lawnmower. Like, just like, oh my gosh. Yeah, there's that golden era, dude. That I'm telling you, 98 to like 08, it's you had probably 50 funny movies. Classic funny.
I agree that's the golden era. I still think comedy movies are coming out.
Not as much though.
Less frequent. Okay. But when you've got 40 movies coming out a year versus 10 movies coming out a year, you're going to get more classics.
In the past 10 years, there's been like 5.
But only like 12 have come out.
We'll have to just see what happens. I don't know.
We'll see where we end up.
Yeah. So, hey, thanks for tuning in again. Episode 2's wrapped up. top 5 comedy movies. Let us know what you think. Again, we love the feedback. We love the text we get. Hopefully the audio is a little better. Again, we're working on that. I don't know how many more we're going to do before we're going to try and get guests on here shortly.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned for that. We do have a few that we have in mind that we've been talking to. And the cool thing is, I think everybody's going to know these people.
We got good ones coming up.
Yeah, the people that they're people that people know. They're from the area.
Local legends.
Yeah. So
good stuff coming. If somebody texts me and tells me that Bon Jovi is their top 5 comedy movie, I'm gonna
hold on.
I'm gonna freak out.
Say that again.
If someone says Bon Jovi is their top 5 comedy movie, well, they said it was top 5 rock band.
So you should.
Who knows?
Their top 5 comedy movie.
I'll freak out.
I would too. That makes no sense.
I'll freak out.
Well, great band. Hair band. We're halfway there. What? That's a classic. That's a classic. So, all right. Well, it's good to see everybody.
Peace out.
Peace.